take just a moment for us to get going, but we were just having our tea time here. I'm here with Dui Dui and Sanfeng, Zhang Sanfeng 老师. There we go. We are out here on Erhai Lake near Dali. If you go way in the distance, I think we might actually be able to see a little bit of Dali in the distance. That's a small town. That's not Dali. Dali might be over there by the big buildings. But this is Erhai Lake. Absolutely beautiful place. This lake is about 50 kilometers long. You can't see the end of it. It just goes on forever. And it's way up here in the mountains, way up over a mile high into the mountains of Yunnan. This is close to the city of Dali. So the city of Dali is all the way on the southern end of the lake. And the ancient city of Dali is out somewhere over there. And this whole area is just absolutely beautiful. And even here you can see the hotels on the side of the lake and then the giant mountains that are in clouds. This is the place to be right now, drinking some tea. Of course, we have over here Tiny Small Game says, I'm early at the beginning. You're not just early, you're here at the beginning. So we're drinking a little bit of Puer tea. We've got the tea kettle here running. 我倒一下. Oh, baby, look at that. Nice view. Very, very nice. Hello, everybody. Thank you in the chat. Good to see you guys here. Probably not doing a long live stream, but I just wanted to share a little bit of this moment with our nice silver pitcher in the mountains. 对的，非常感谢给我们那个贡尼的茶器来泡茶。好的，谢谢。Yeah, he's thanking him for letting us use all his nice tea equipment. Jay says, I love the tea videos on top of the language stuff. Oh, thank you so much. The tea, I mean, it all comes together. I mean, it sounds silly to say you should learn Chinese just to drink tea, but like, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time if that's all I got out of it. We have prepared like a little table here. Just a little while ago, we were over there doing a T&A, like a Q&A session with Dui Dui, listening to Dui Dui answer some of your tea questions that you sent in a video, drinking the tea. 所以这刚才对对你对那个什么茶的问答，你有什么感受? What did you think about the T&A that we just did?
我觉得杰西主持的好，这叫策划。 总体来讲100分，对，很丝滑，很流畅。我觉得很。
He was saying, so he was. I asked him what he thought of the interview we just did, and he said I did a great job hosting and a great job planning, which is definitely not true because we did no planning. We literally just sat down here on the edge of the pier and used a couple whatever little clip Rode microphones to be able to record our conversation. Hopefully, it all came out good because. You know, it was really thrown together, so it was great. Very cool. Hi from Winnipeg, hi from Ontario. Got a lot of Canadians in the chat. Trent asked where we are at. We are at beautiful Erhai in Dali in Yunnan, surrounded by the giant mountains and the water. This is the big lake, and at the end of the lake, the city of Dali was the capital of the Bai Kingdom for many, many years. 你知道那个云南那个傣族的那个，你们知道那个白国是什么时候被那个是清朝的时候融入了中国，还是什么年代？什么？是银杏的那个。你说在这里大理的大理国，大理这里的以前是一个独立王国，但是对大理国大概是什么时候融入了中国？大理国。I'm asking when the Dali Kingdom was incorporated into China. It was a while ago. 有将近1000年了。对，1000年了。Yeah. So it might have been about 1,000 years ago. But this is very, very cool. Very good, very good. Evan Danger, dude. 光头大哥. Got some other bilingual comedians in the chat. Wasn't expecting that. Very good. We're on YouTube, which is the channel all the Taiwanese are on. So that's probably why you're here. Man, very polite. Would love to have tea with him. David, thank you so much. I love the stormy skies. It's just beautiful here all the time. I mean, this is the best part about Yunnan is stuff like this. The mountains playing in amongst the clouds. You know, even behind us, you can see that it's a little bit hard to make out on the camera, and I'm sure the resolution is bad, so I won't do too much of that, but it's really good. Michigan Mid says the 2011 reserve was so good, so complex, amazing character. 他们就说他们喜欢你十年仓，他们那个对对，有人就是夸你那个十年仓的普洱做得好，所以这个thanking 对对 for the
你们到美丽的中国进行查叙，我们在3夜之间。
Yeah. So he says, so Duidu says, thank you so much for liking his tea. That 2011, it's 2010 reserve, but that 2010 reserve is his tea. So he says, thank you all, and you're always welcome to come and sit and have tea by the lake with us. Very, very cool. Lucy Johnson, somebody having a marriage behind you. They're shooting wedding pictures. This is like a popular place to shoot wedding photos. So it's just a photo shoot. But this is the second one we've seen. We were right here filming on the edge of the pier, and there were people shooting into us. So we were in the back of their shot, which I felt kind of bad about. But on the other hand, it's like, it's a public place. You can come and just set up a table or whatever. We weren't trying to be a problem for them, but it's just photos. Very, very cool. Becca Leather says we're checking out some of the short videos. Nice surprise. Thank you. I put a lot of energy in the short videos. These lives are really just kind of like whatever. Some people probably put a ton of energy into lives. My purpose with live, my purpose with the lives are just kind of like, if I'm already having tea, minutes of the vibes, kind of be like, this is what I like to do. This is the way to do it. That's good. Mike L says, what tea are we all enjoying? I'm gonna ask Dui Dui. Dui Dui, 我们现在喝的是什么茶？
我们现在喝的樱花云海扁岛巴扎。
扁岛巴扎。Yeah, so he says we're drinking the Sakura Cloud Sea 扁岛巴扎。扁岛巴扎是什么意思？
扁岛傣语，就是冰岛村的意思。巴扎呢，就是傣语就是老班章村的意思，就是两个村在的两个山头的茶。
So
在一起的。
so he's saying that 扁岛 is the Dai ethnic word for Bindal is the Dai ethnic word for Bingdal, which is the village where part of the tea is from. And then Baja is the word for Laobanzhang, which is the part where the other tea is from. And I think he's looking for the tea in here to see if we can find it. 这个扁岛巴扎，看一下有没有这个东西了。Oh no, he's just putting away the tea scoop. I thought he was finding the thing. So it is a raw pu'er tea. It is very, very good, and it's aged, I think, 3 years now. 这个茶有几年了？
这个茶是21年的。
21年的，那就3年了，对不对？ Yeah, 3 years. So it's early spring tea from 21. It's 2024. We're enjoying it, and it's very, very good. Cheers. Nathan says, I always look forward to the live stream, but I can't catch them all, but I love seeing the unedited content. I'd love to hear that because, I have a lot of videos where I literally spend 3 minutes shooting it and enjoying the tea and then over an hour editing it. If I could do unedited content and just do this all the time, it would be great. Unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way, but it doesn't work. But I'm glad that you like it, because the more you guys like it, I'm more than happy to do this more often. Phoenix Cheetah asks, have you experienced the tea cultures outside of China? I've been to Japan a bunch of times, but because every time I went to Japan, except for one time when I went on vacation, every time I went to Japan, it was because I was performing Chinese stand-up comedy on a cruise ship that went to Japan. So I would board the ship in Shanghai, we would go to Japan, I would get off the ship, and then I'd have like 1 day before I got back on the ship. So I didn't get a chance to do anything like go to the tea mountains or the tea farms in Japan because I always had to stay close enough to the ship. But the goal is eventually that I'll be able to maybe go to Japan, maybe go to India, maybe go and experience some of the other tea cultures as well. That is harder though, because I speak Chinese, so I have a real advantage here in being able to find and get the good tea, whereas I do not speak Japanese. I do not speak any local Indian dialects, although they do speak English, so it should be more doable there. But maybe one day in the future, be able to find a way to go to do it. Very, very cool. What are you using to edit the videos? I use CapCut. Almost all the videos I edit here on my phone. The long videos, I either edit on Final Cut, or I have a team now that's helping me edit some of the longer videos. But all the short videos I just edit on my phone. Very, very cool. James B says, I'm headed to Mott 32 for dinner soon. I'm not sure what that is. What tea would you recommend best for a night dinner, hoping to get energy after for a show? Silver Needle or aged Puer? If you want energy, the raw Puer would be good. You say aged, I'm sure if it's raw or cooked, shou or sheng. If it's sheng, that's going to give you energy, and that might be good for a show. Normally, I would not recommend you drink that at night because you won't be able to go to sleep, but it doesn't sound like you want to go to sleep, so great. Questions over here. Eris says, when we went to Japan, we could not take pictures or use cell phones. I'm not sure why that would be, but that would be the way to do it. I don't know. Michigan Mids asks, if you had one tea you could drink, what would it be? I probably would drink this stuff, the raw Puer, because it's just so different. Every time you drink it, different mountain, different year, different environment, it tastes different. It's really good. Phoenix Cheetah says, it sounds exhausting but fun. I'd love to see some videos on a lot of the Indian tea cultures. A large amount would make it even more difficult. Yeah, and also just there are many, India's huge. India's like China. It's like 1 billion plus people, huge history, very, very long history, many different ways of doing things. And I've been to India only once, and it was enough to make me realize, like, ooh, if I do this again, I gotta really have a good guide, because it's not like China where I speak the language. It's very difficult to get around. Eric Montoya says, you eat corn the long way. That is true. I generally put the whole thing in my mouth and then kind of clamp down like that, and then just kind of get the niblets out like that. And then I go back and forth like that, and I gag a little bit. But that's what does it for me, and everybody has their own thing. Only Lima says, hello from Boston, Massachusetts, my hometown, or I'm from Newton. So Boston people think that I'm not from Boston, but if you're on a lake in Yunnan, I'm from Boston. You're close enough. CCC Productions says, just ordered your AT sampler pack. I'm very excited to be able to sample all the different unique teas. It's a lot of fun. Invite some friends over, do 2 or 3 in the same day. Make a thing out of it. Especially for those teas, because they'll do many, many steeps. So you can drink it by yourself, but I'd say, as here, having a couple friends, being able to drink tea, that's the way to do it. 感谢你们陪我喝茶，感谢这个茶友。我们问一下张桑峰老师，我们问几个问题。Let's ask Sanfeng some questions. So Sanfeng is an artist. I'm going to ask him to describe his art real quickly. 所以你帮朋友形容一下你做什么样的艺术？
我画画。
Yeah, so he draws.
上面和油画布上面。
So he does both Chinese ink painting and also like oil painting. 所以这个平时是什么样的主题或者什么样的风格？
画的比较特别一点，就是我看到的别人没看到的东西。
Yeah. So he's like, I try to draw when I'm drawing. I try to draw the stuff that other people aren't seeing when they're drawing.
就像今天我就很有创作欲望，因为这个环境，我们今天喝这一支茶，也是在我喝茶历史当中，非常非常重要的一场。这个环境太美了，包括对面的树，那种树，我就很有欲望想表达下来。
对，那现在不方便了。你记一下，你拍一些照片。Yeah. So he's saying this is a very important tea time to him, because as we were having our tea here, he noticed this tree, and he really liked this tree. And this tree, he's like, I really want to be painting that tree right now, but I don't have any of my stuff here. So this tree is really beautiful, just in the water like that. Unfortunately, Duidui's in the way. You're in the way. What are you doing? Yeah, 这个就确实非常非常好。然后这个我看一下有没有什么评论。他说他们就说你们喝茶的时候平时要吃什么东西吗？ Do you guys eat anything with the tea?
小豆豆啊，咸的，干果。
Yeah, he's like you can have like some like he's like some beans, I guess you would call it, like, or some like nuts or something salty. Just maybe some dried fruit. But that's kind of what they're doing with that. So very, very cool. We got questions over here about Macau. Who was saying something about Macau? What was your experience learning? Phoenix Cheetah says, what was your experience learning Mandarin as an English native speaker? It's a hard language as an English native speaker. The advantage of being an English native speaker speaking Chinese or learning Chinese is that all of the best materials in the world for learning Chinese are written in English. So, you know, my ex-girlfriend was Estonian. If she's going to learn Chinese, it has to be in English. You know, they don't make many, if any, Estonian textbooks on learning Chinese. So you're already starting out ahead in the sense that you have great materials that are made for you and a lot of online content. The downside is it's a very different language than English. Some stuff is straight up easier. The fact that there's no conjugation, love it. I took Spanish in school, was not fun, hated the tenses. It just was very difficult. It did not come naturally to me. It really had to be like, it really muscle memory. There was no other way to do it. Mandarin has no conjugations. That was great. The grammar is very forgiving. To be precise, you need to be very skilled. To be able to generally get your meaning across, there's a lot of different ways of changing the verb order and the subject order. People are pretty chill about it. The language is pretty chill about it. And then the biggest advantage of trying to learn Chinese as a we'll say it's not really an English person, but a non-Asian looking person is that they're very supportive. So if you are not Asian looking, they know that you're trying a big challenge to take on this language. And that is something that they really appreciate. Difficult parts, the language is tonal. So 4 words, you know, cha, 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 cha. 4 completely different words. And then each of those might have 10 words that, like, you know, cha means many different things, not just tea. So the tones are very difficult. In the beginning, it is very difficult because your brain, it's almost like a math problem where you have to, every time you're saying something, you also have to remember the tone. As you get better, it actually helps your language because it starts to be analyzed by the part of your brain that understands language and not the part of your brain that is understanding sound. And then once you do that, like, it really helps because all of these words that used to be so close that they're indistinguishable, now you can distinguish them. That's why the tone is there. It's there to help you understand the difference between cha and cha, you know, so that's the way to do it. Very, very cool. Lucy says, I like those poems that are the same word over and over again. Yeah, there's a lot of fun you can do with playing with the poems. I studied the traditional Chinese comedy for many years and did a lot of comedy shows, and there's a lot of puns. You got a lot of puns. Giovanni says there's a lake or ocean in the background. Either way, it's beautiful. This is Erhai Lake. It's a 50, 60 kilometer long lake that goes all the way down this mountain gorge. The city of Dali is way in the back over there. That's a village jutting out there. That's not the city. The city is behind that area. And it's in between the mountains. It's in between the mountains and the lake. They have all this beautiful, beautiful space. Absolutely love it. Anyway, I don't have the time to do a really long live stream. I just want to hop on and say hi to everybody and show you Erhai Lake. We are going to be editing a video that I shot here with Dui Dui. The two of us had this table over here, and we did a little Q&A with your tea questions. And we're going to eventually get around to posting that. I've shot a lot of content on this trip that we will need to edit slowly. So that is the way to do it. Lane asks, does my painter friend have an Instagram or YouTube account? Let me ask you where I can do that. 上方这个如果要看你的艺术的话，大家是网上是能看的吗？
能看到。
在哪里？
在国外我不知道，就是搜张三丰的名字，应该
张三丰就可以啊。这是哪个张哪个三哪个丰？
弓长张。123的3横，风雨的风。
风雨的风 ，yeah. So he says if you he doesn't have an Instagram or anything like that, but if you can get you can either search Zhang Sanfeng, that's ZHANG SANFENG. Or his Chinese name is probably more likely to give you good results. The Zhang is just Xing Zhang, the Zhang, the last name Zhang. San, the letter 3, the number 3, and then Feng is the word for wind. Zhang San Feng, 是吧？对, yeah. And so those 3 are the ways that we're going to do things. I'm going to end with a 20-second silence of this dude rowing his janky ass boat into the mountains.